Hey everybody, this is Vspot Josh with VspotVapes.com. Today talking about the Mutation X V3, the version 3 by Indulgence. This is an RDA, also known as a rebuildable dripping or dripper atomizer. And it is an authentic US designed, Chinese made device that offers a lot of value for the price point. So those that are looking to get into building your own coils and using an RDA, maybe you have a regulated device such as this, which you would have to pry out of my dead hands to take away from me. It's my Yihi SX Mini, the S class. I also love to use my SMK flagship. I have other mech mods I use as well, kind of like this one here, the Panzer. There's several, right? It doesn't really matter as long as it's capable of, if you're using a regulated device, as long as it's capable of firing at whatever resistance you've built the coils to, it should work fine. I personally like using a regulated device on coils. That this particular setup is right around 0.32 ohm, which I like to drive a lot of power. Usually around 45 watts, which my output is usually around, a little over 4 volts, 4.1, 4.2 volts. So, I get it changes the flavor profile. Of course, it all has to do with what type of juices or e-liquids that you're vaping with. So I thought I'd go ahead and just kind of talk a little bit about the Indulgence and kind of what you're getting for your value. It's an incredibly well priced device if you're looking again to break into kind of trying it out. But it's also great for those who are experienced vapors with RDAs and just looking for something new and different to add to its collection. What's unique about this device is it has 18 airflow holes, and you can actually really easily change how much airflow you have coming through it from just the twist of the top cap with these fin style airflow controls. And it's kind of interesting. I like a lot of airflow. That's generally going to give you more vapor production. The hotter, faster, more air you can get to those coils heating up, and it's going to vaporize. But it also can limit the amount of flavor that you get. Again, it also depends on the type of e-liquid that you're using. I'm using a 30 PG, 70 VG e-liquid. So it kind of is a great sweet spot for me for this type of setup to get just enough vapor, but also really get the flavor that I'm looking for. One of my favorites to drip with is the Pearberry by Vspot Vapes, and I'll just go ahead and put a couple drops on here and we'll do a vape, and then we can kind of come in for a close-up and show you what you get when you buy one of these version 3 Mutation X RDAs by Indulgence. So I'm running this at 40.3 watts. So decent vapor production. I could get more, obviously, by increasing the airflow. Right now it's got 9 airflow holes on each side, and they're kind of staggered, and you'll see that on the close-up here. I'm just going to go ahead and open it all the way up. So a little bit more vapor production there. I was also drawing a little bit harder, a little bit longer. But this particular e-liquid is, again, it's a 30 PG. So if I were to go to a 100% VG or a max VG e-liquid, I'd probably get more vapor production out of it, but not as much flavor. I'm always looking for that sweet spot in between. It's one of the reasons why I like the Kangaroo Tech sub-tank with the RBA, is because I like the flavor as well as the vapor. So anytime that I kind of look at this is kind of the at home or at the office kind of vape, because you're going to be dripping. So far I'm really liking the design, the setup. It comes with this Delrin wide bore drip tip, And if you don't like using this drip tip and you want to use a 510, with the package you do get a Delrin insert, which will allow you to use the standard 510 drip tip. So you don't have to use that. You can use whatever you prefer, but it's nice, and it just allows a lot of vapor and flavor to come through. So I'll do another vape on here, and then we'll go in for a close-up. Yeah, just an incredible RDA, and a lot of options that come with this for what you spend. So let's go ahead and bring it in. I'll kind of do a close-up. We'll go over some of the features and go back out for final thoughts, and hopefully might sway you or help make your mind if you're considering this RDA to add to your collection. So let's go ahead and take a look, shall we? All right, so here's a little bit more up-close look of the device here, and you can see it has these fins, these heat fins up top, which is kind of cool. Here we have the angled airflow valve, or kind of adjustments, and as you see, there's 9 holes on this side, and opposite is matching as well, lined up with my coils. You can see there's a lot of juice going on here. So as you insert this, you can really easily, just by turning this valve, you can kind of see it opening and closing off those airflow holes, which is really nice. The Delrin wide bore drip tip just fits in here, and it has a nice ring, so you can pop this out and drip right through the center, which makes it pretty easy to hit your cotton. I guess you could go through the drip tip as well, but I'm not that coordinated, so I usually just take the drip tip out, or I'll just go ahead and just slide the whole top cap out and drip directly on. So when you get the box, it just comes in a nice little kit, nice little package here, and so I'm holding it upside down. Go ahead and open this up. So the packaging is kind of simple, right? It's just a box with a nice little pull out here, and you get some instructions which kind of go over a little bit more in depth on information about how to build on this, and you do get some included pieces. Here's the 510 adapter, the Delrin 510 adapter for your other drip tips. So if you wanted to, you could just take this drip tip off, stow that away, and then this guy would just slide right in on top. A little bit of focus there, and you could just kind of push that down like that, and then you could take one of your other, I'll just take the one off my Kangertech here, you could take your other 510 drip tip and slide it right in. So if you have glass or ceramic, or you just don't want the wide bore, that's okay. You can kind of just use this adapter. You can still lift that out, probably drip through there. It might be a little bit narrow, maybe if you're coordinated, you have better coordination than I do, then it would probably work out pretty well for you. So you have this ability, this option here with this included Delrin 510 adapter piece. Go ahead and slide that back out. It's in there pretty snug because it does have a rubber O-ring on there, so it kind of holds it in there pretty tight. As you can see, I kind of struggled to pull that out. It also comes with the infamous blue screwdriver. So another nice thing I like about the version 3 is that it is a standard Phillips head screwdriver, as opposed to the version 2, which was the kind of triangular screws that go into the post holes. So I'm going to get a paper towel because I am already going to make a mess everywhere, and take this off so you can kind of see a little bit more of the deck here. So I've got some cotton in there, basically using 24 gauge 8 wraps over a 3/32 drill bit, which is giving me right at about 0.3 to 0.4. It's like 0.35, 0.36 ohm, depending upon which device I put it on. So it does have 2 rubber O-rings on the bottom. This is all 304 stainless steel construction as far as the RDA components go, and I believe the 510 pin connection on the bottom is silver plated, so you get the maximum connectivity or conductivity for your 510 connections. So there's the bottom of that, and you can see mine is the 22649 serial number. Woo, that's not very impressive. So anyways, you know, this has been working out really well with this particular build. The posts have you know, 2 holes for the positive posts in the center, and also the negative posts are milled from the same block of steel, so that you can have the maximum connectivity possible without any kind of shorts or anything like that. And you know, so overall, I mean, this is just a really impressive RDA. You could do, you know, your dual coil setups or a single coil. You could probably do more than that if you really wanted to venture off into, you know, quad coils, micro coils. They might fit in there. Haven't done anything other than just the standard dual coil, because that's kind of just, you know, what I generally build. And if I put this on the correct way, not upside down, go ahead and just slide this back on. It does seem a little easy to take off, but I haven't had any leakage issues. And you know, you have a pretty good sized juice well. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and take the cotton out. We'll rewick it so you can kind of get just an overall a little bit better close-up view of that. All right, so here's a little bit more up-close look of the juice well. And I kind of took the cotton out, but as you can see, I've got some juice in there, and I've been kind of tweaking my coils a little bit. Kind of glowing nicely, except for the guy over on this side. I kind of need to tweak that one a little bit, but that's all right. Let me get some of that juice out of the bottom. So with a 22 millimeter deck, and with dual, you know, two holes on the center post for your positive, and the negatives, you know, widely spaced out, and decent diameter for putting your wire through, you can really kind of build whatever you like on here, whatever you prefer. I'm using 24 gauge, but you could probably go larger than that if you like. I haven't really done anything other than just my standard, you know, run-of-the-mill 24 gauge 8 wrap 3/32. That's kind of my standard go-to. It usually gives me kind of around that 0.4 ohm that I'm looking for, and I like that because it gives me a good range of juices that I can run it at 40-ish watts or so, and kind of just really always have a decent expectation of, you know, flavor and vapor production. That's also kind of a common build I've done on some of my other RDAs. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get this rewicked with some Samurai Japanese cotton, which is these like flat sheets. If you've seen any of their other videos, we love this type of cotton. Use this in RBAs, my RDAs, and you know, to blow my nose. I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna go ahead and rewick this, and we'll come back out and put some fresh juice, some fresh e-liquid on there, and just give it another vape and do some final thoughts and impressions. All right, kind of a quick and dirty, not the best wicking job, but just kind of wanted to show you what the RDA looks like there, with the coils all back to normal with their cotton in there. Kind of fluff those balls up a little bit. No dirty jokes now, seriously. What I like to do is, I didn't learn this technique on my own. It was from watching somebody else. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but a really cool channel. If I can remember, I will link it below. But basically dripping the e-liquid kind of behind the coil and letting it drip down and kind of wicking up rather than dripping it directly on top of the cotton. And what this does is it allows it to kind of soak up from the juice well a little bit, and then you fire the device to kind of let it start burning off and wicking off. So I'll kind of show you that here. Just basically wait for that to soak in a little bit, and then just start letting her. What this does is it kind of primes the cotton and pulls all the fibers out, and once it kind of hits a certain point, it just makes it really, really decent for wicking up every time you put more e-liquid on there. So obviously don't want to damage anything, so I'll just kind of let it cool off a little bit, and then just kind of oh, this is interesting. My temperature gauge went off on my Yihi SX Mini. Too hot. This is too hot. Please wait. And it has a second countdown. Huh. That's what happens when you hold it down too long. So we'll go ahead and let it fire again. Oh yeah, we're getting some nice vapor coming off that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that cool down, and then I'll put this top cap back on the sleeve here and make sure I put it on right side up, like so. And we'll go ahead and pan back out. I'll drip it up a little bit more and go ahead and see how she vapes again. Okay, back out to normal mode. Where is my juice? There we go. Go ahead and get a fresh couple of drops on there. And I actually prefer using the wide bore Delrin drip tip that it came with, so I'm going to go ahead and put that guy back in like so, and let's see how it tastes, see how it vapes. Yeah, fresh cotton. I had some other juices I was switching around with the previous cotton in there, so I am glad I swapped that out. You can see the cloud production is just really good. I mean, this isn't really a competition cloud chasing RDA or anything, or even this build setup, but it's still producing quality clouds there, quality vapor, and the flavor is just amazing. This pearberry is probably one of my favorites by Vspot Vapes, and it being a 3070 is kind of, actually, is it a 3070? I might be wrong. Let me double check that. Let me make sure that this is in fact, it is. It's a 30 PG, 70 VG. So it's not a 100% VG, but you know, the flavors that I like tend to work well with the 3070s, and this is just, this is an all day vape for me. So just a really pleasant, fulfilling experience. This is really easy to build on. It's quality construction. It's an authentic, original design, and it's priced really, really well. The prices change on these all the time, but they generally are retailing between 25 and 30 bucks. And so for an authentic RDA that you can just kind of build on easily, not get too frustrated with, wick it and go, you'll be definitely pleased with it. It doesn't have any whistle or anything with the airflow holes, the way that they're set up. It's easy to adjust up and down with just turning it slightly left to right. The wide bore drip tip, and of course the Delrin adjustable, or not adjustable, but the 510 drip tip adapter included with it. So you kind of get everything you need with this kit. Minimal cost investment into it, and you can start, you know, utilizing your regulated mod. Just want to make sure that whatever regulated mod you put it on is capable of firing down to the resistance of whatever it is, the coil that you're building. So with that in mind, you know, just, you know, when you're building out your coils, want to keep that in mind, unless you're going to run it off a mech mod, in which case you also want to make sure you're using high drain batteries. We recommend you know, usually 30-35 amp batteries. This is, you know, the eFest 2500 milliamp hour milliamp hours. I can't even talk today. We'll say 2500 mAh. It's a 35 amp and it's continuous at, I believe, 20 amps. So battery safety is always number one. So make sure you're using quality batteries if you're going to be, you know, doing sub-ohm builds, especially below 0.5 ohm. Highly recommend. So I'll have a link in the description from the YouTube video to all the different components. If, of course, you know, you're interested in the Mutation X version 3 by Indulgence, you know, hop on over to vspotvapes.com, check it out. And if you like it, you know, would love to hear a review either on the YouTube video comments or on any of the social channels that we're on, Instagram, Twitter, especially on the website and the blog. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is again Vspot Josh from Vspot Vapes. A little overview and review of the Mutation X, the version 3 by Indulgence. So until next time, vape on. Really, really enjoyable. And tastes really good. This is pretty amazing RDA. And I say amazing because for the value of what you get for what you spend, it being an authentic rebuildable